Welcome to the new video. This is going to be a new little series that's on my channel. I'm going to be speaking to parents who do different kinds of jobs, like not your general 9-to-5 jobs. And I'm here for the first episode with the fantastic Sam Avery, who is, I will edit, he is a comedian and he's doing a show tonight at the Lowry in Salford, which I'm very excited to watch. So hello, thank you for joining onto my channel.
Thanks for having me. Hello everyone.
So I've just got a few questions of my own, and then I've had a couple come in from Instagram as well.
Oh, great,
great. That's all right?
Yeah.
So obviously you're on tour at the moment, so the first question has to be, how's it going? How's the show's going?
It's going great. This is only the second night of the tour, so the first one went well. So it's 100% success rate so far. But tonight will dictate whether that stays 100% or whether it drops to 50. But I think I've done loads of previews, so I know the show, I know the bits, it's just the links, because it's quite a long show. So a lot of the time you do stand-up, you'll do 20 minutes, 30 minutes, but the second half is like nearly an hour, so it's just more to remember. It's just remembering how each bit links to the next, but it's a fun show to do, so I'm looking forward to it, yeah. It's a great venue.
Yeah, I suppose you've got to go with the audience as well, you're going to get heckled, aren't you, at some point? So.
Yeah, a little bit, although I don't think I really get heckled with these shows. It's really quite interesting because comedy clubs you get heckled, perhaps not as much as people think, but you do get heckled quite a lot. I think in any of these tours that I've done off the back of the Facebook page, I think I've been heckled maybe twice in 150 shows, so
that's pretty good.
It's pretty good, although it is kind of nice when people shout out sometimes. So if you're watching and you're coming to watch me on tour, just give me some abuse, like friendly abuse, and I'll enjoy it.
I'll remember that.
Not you.
I'm not allowed. I'd probably take it too far.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, have you got any funny tour stories to tell us? But you've only done one show, but I know you've done other tours before. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird because when I was like a teenager, all I wanted to do was be a stand-up comic and be one that could tour and sell tickets. And the first ever tour I did, I think it was the second night. I was in Bristol, and I was like, oh my god. This is what I've dreamed of my whole life, what I've worked towards, and the first show was good, the second show was better because I knew it then. And I remember coming off stage and the adrenaline was uncontrollable, and I remember looking at myself in the mirror, because there's no one else on tour, it's just me, there's no tour managers, no one, it's just me. And I came off stage, I looked at myself in the mirror and I just went, what do we do now, Sam? Because I didn't know what to do, because I was normally have a conversation or someone to bounce off.
Yeah.
So I decided to go to a pub near the venue and get a pint, and then I got another pint, and then I got a whiskey, and then I had about 6 pints, and then I just felt terrible the next day, and I was just drinking on my own, and I did that for about the first week of that first tour, and then I went, I've got to stop doing this, because this is just awful, it's not fun, and I just feel worse the next day. And then people from the gig would go, hey, we've just been to see you, and I'm sat on my own in like a Holiday Inn just drinking. So other than that, I mean, I'd take it dead seriously and make sure the show is as good as possible, and then just try and get a good night's sleep. If I'm staying away, try and get a full night's sleep in a bed without being interrupted by my kids, and I wake up feeling smug and fulfilled, and it's a good feeling.
I think I need to book an hotel room. I need that feeling.
yeah, just go and tour. Yeah, just say you're doing a tour, just get away.
Sounds like a plan. I'll come on tour with you.
Yeah, sell the merch.
So the next question is, how did it all happen? How did you go from being, shall we say, a normal dad to a comedian touring the UK with a massive online following?
I suppose there was a couple of key things that happened. I think I'd done stand-up since 2003, so by the time my kids were born, I'd been doing stand-up for 12 years, 13 years. So I started writing the blog online, and then I don't know at what point parent blogging became a thing, but I didn't know anything about it because I didn't read any, because I wasn't a parent and I had no interest in blogs. But then my kids were born, I thought, this is kind of funny. Every day is different and difficult, and every day is I'm failing at least 5 or 6 different ways, which is dead funny. Comedy's great when you fail. It's like when you get everything right, it's really, it's really boring, isn't it? It's good for you, it's good for your self-esteem, but it's not funny. It's not a funny story to talk about when everything went perfectly. So it gave me all these little mini challenges that I kept failing, and every day I was getting 5 or 6 new ideas for material. So I thought, I'll write a blog just so I don't forget all of this stuff, and then I'll try it out on stage, and I might get 10 minutes out of it for my club set, because I was just doing all the comedy clubs at the time. And then the blog just took off, and I was very careful to not, at the time I was doing a lot of these clubs called jonglers, which were like these stag and hen group comedy clubs, and they were just vile, like in converted nightclubs, terrible gigs, terrible audiences, just awful, and I hated doing that. I was very careful as the blog grew. I think the Lad Bible shared something, and then the Mail on Sunday shared something. So I got loads of extra followers on the Facebook page, and everyone kept saying, "When are you doing a gig? We'll come and watch it." And I was like, "I'm not doing any gigs at the moment because I didn't want them to come and see me do a gig in a club where I'm just calling everyone a knobhead." You can bleep that out. Sorry if that's not acceptable. So then I had this one post that went like mega viral, which was this 20 things I learned as a parent last year, which just continues to just blow up every now and again.
I think that's the first thing I saw from you.
I'm not surprised. It's probably like so many people jumped on board at that point, and I must have got about 70,000 new followers in like 4 days or something. It was mind blowing, really. But then that gave me this amazing springboard to be able to like write stuff every week and put funny stuff there. Then I got asked to write a book, so I wrote this book that got published. So that did well, and then I thought, I've not done stand-up. Stand-up's what I do, like that's what I want to. That's what I've always wanted to do. I've got this audience, why don't I do stand-up to them? So I just spoke to a couple of promoters, and they just said, "Let's put you on a big tour." And so they booked all these dates and loads of tickets flew out, and it was just wonderful. So it was like all these little mini events that just kind of conspired to get me to where I am now, which is just kind of sort of moving a little bit away from the parenting stuff, but still talking about it because that's kind of my life. You know, my kids are a bit older now, but still, obviously, as you know, all consuming.
All the time.
Yeah.
Do you have any like comedy inspirations? Like, who did you look up to when you were starting your comedy and stuff like that?
Yeah, definitely. Richard Pryor is like the goat, if you want to call him that, the man. That I love. That like I just think he's the best. He's the greatest of all time because he changed the way what stand-up was and what you could do with stand-up. And he was the guy who kind of got me into this kind of, it's a bit more of an American style stand-up I suppose, but he brought characters to life, and he made you feel like you were in a situation with him, but he also made you think about society and kind of, you know, some of the problems that were going on at the moment. But all this is going on, you're laughing your head off, so you don't really realise that you're learning all this stuff and experiencing this because you're just laughing like consistently. So yeah, Richard Pryor. And then when I was 15, my mum took me to see Ben Elton at Southport Theatre. It was the first stand-up I'd ever seen. I was just like, I thought he was a wizard. I was like, how can you be funny every other sentence? How is every other sentence funny? And of course that's what stand-up is, otherwise it doesn't quite work. So you've got to be funny all the time. But as a 15-year-old, it was just amazing. And I remember he did this bit about sex, and I was sat next to my mum when I was 15. I was just like, oh, shut up, stop it. But yeah, I'll always remember that, and I'm always thankful to my mum for taking me and kind of, you know, encouraging me to follow, which is kind of a ridiculous job.
I think it's a pretty decent job.
Yeah, well, I do, but it's ridiculous as well.
It's working for you.
Yeah.
So your boys now, Ben and Zach, are they 7 now?
Just turned 7, yeah.
Yeah. What do they think of it all? Do they get like the scale of it, or are you kind of like, without wanting to offend you, Mr. Tumble for adults?
Can I put that on my next poster?
Yeah.
Mr. Tumble for adults. They know I'm a comedian, but they don't really. I don't think they quite get the concept of it. I've tried telling them jokes, and some jokes they laugh at, some jokes they don't. When their friends come round, I'm always joking about my own because it's just the kind of person I am. It's not always funny, but it always makes me laugh. My own jokes. As a dad, you've got to kind of laugh at your own jokes, haven't you? When the friends come round, I'm always just, I don't know, the performer in me just makes me say sillier things, and the friends will just look at me like, what are you on about? And one of my lads has got this great way of just going, don't worry about daddy, he's a comedian. As if to go, you know, just don't worry about him, he's a dickhead, basically. Just ignore him. But I mean, they're funny, they're dead funny, they make me laugh all the time, and I think what I'd like to do with them is kind of, encourage them to just follow something that they enjoy, because that's all this is. It's just born from, I love comedy, I love making people laugh. I wonder if I could make that my job. That's all. I mean, there's nothing else really, and you know, I think whatever it is you love, if you can find a way to make that your job as well, it's just, you're going to be happier, aren't you? So
yeah.
I'm well into that.
So yeah, I was just going to say, are they still at the stage where they think it's really cool that you're doing all these big shows, or are they getting to be a bit like, now, oh god, don't sit down, Joe?
I don't think they are. I think they're quite neutral. I don't think they understand it's either cool or different. I mean, they probably use phrases like gig, podcast, vlog, which a lot of kids maybe don't use, or maybe they do because of the world we live in. But they're like, oh daddy, are you doing your podcast tonight? I'm like, yeah, I am, son. It's weird because, you know, they're 7 and they're asking me that. But then they'll be running around the house and they'll go, make sure you like and subscribe my video. And you're like, what is happening here?
No, my little girl's exactly the same, because I do the vlogs and stuff. She's so used to it. And
yeah.
She'll get hold of my camera or my phone and just walk around the house saying, look at this, guys, this is that, and that's that. Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe. I'm like, you're 5, what are you doing?
I know, but then I used to pretend to be on the telly when I was 6, 7. Like a lot of people did, or pretend to be a pop star, you know, dancing around the room in front of the top of the pop. So well, I still do that as well. So, you know, but that's just, I think just kids like to, you know, act what they say, don't they?
Yeah. So getting on to the parenting side of things, what's your best piece of parenting advice? Because like your boys are a little bit older than my daughter, so I want your advice. The
best thing to do is to start a blog and monetize it, and you'll be quitting. No, no, don't do that. There's too many. There's loads of them now. The best bit of parenting advice, I put it in my book, but it was given to me by someone else, which is a fellow comedian called Rob Rouse, who's a fantastic comedian if you get the chance to check him out. And he said that when his wife was pregnant, someone said to him, the best bit of advice is, no matter how tired you think you are, your partner will think they are slightly more tired than you. So remember that. And I just thought, wow, that's so useful, because that is just, you know, always, you can get really like, oh, it's just, you know, I'm knackered and you've not done anything, but everyone's knackered, so you just got to get on with it.
See, I don't have that problem, single mum. So.
Right, there you go. You're always more tired than yourself.
Yeah, pretty much. So my final question is, what's next for you? Have you got any plans after tour? What's coming next?
So, the next tour, really, I've got a podcast that I do, so I'm just looking at kind of changing the format of that a little bit, because we've just been, it's me and a comic called Kate Tracy, and we've just been getting to know each other really over the last, well, I've done about 40 episodes now. We're just sort of getting to know each other now. We're ready to kind of change the format a little bit. So that's a load of fun, but also, yeah, just constantly writing stand-up and refreshing everything and making it new. So when this tour's over, you know, getting ready for the next one, which will be next year sometime, because I always think if you don't continually write new stand-up, you stop being a comedian and you start being an actor, because the material just becomes really rigid in your mind, so it's just keeping it fresh. I've also got a book that I've written that I just need to kind of edit and then get that out, so that'll probably come out before Christmas, which is a compilation of all the secret diary of a toddler diaries that I used to do. Yeah, because I've just been going back and looking at those and thinking, some of these are really funny, and I've forgotten about writing them and also living through them. So I'm just going to put that into like a little book, because I can't put them all together, because it's just diary entries and it would get a little bit boring, so I'm just figuring out the best way to kind of compile that really. So that's next. But just, I don't know, making people laugh in any way is just, that's kind of something I just enjoy doing, really.
Yeah, you've just kind of actually answered one of the questions from Instagram. I didn't write names down, so if it is your question, you'll know. But somebody did ask, well, it's kind of, you've half answered it. Do you have any plans for any more kids? Because we love the secret diaries you used to post on Facebook.
That's nice, yeah. No. And thank you. They're the answers. In fact, the last show I did, the whole theme of it was about my wife wants another kid, and at the end of the show, she finally agrees with me that we don't need any more kids. But one of the reasons she was saying, you know, let's have another kid because it'd be great for your career. And I was like, that's the reason to have another kid, is it?
No.
But, you know,
absolutely not.
No chance. But yeah, it's nice that people still say, oh, why don't you write the secret diaries anymore? Like, because my kids are 7, and it'd be really weird to be, you know, sharing all these kind of personal things that they're up to, you know. So yeah, it's a shame because it was really good fun to do. But I'm glad I documented it, because, like you were saying, it's like the things you forget, and I'm glad I've got them all in that format that I can go back. When I'm an old man, I'll just leaf through them you know, in a dressing room.
You actually answered the other question as well from Instagram.
Great.
It was any plans to release another book now that you boys are older?
Yeah, I mean, there's that one, and then there's like I've got loads of ideas that I've got in like I don't know what they're going to be. Whether they're going to be, it's not stand up. It's either going to be a book or it's going to be like a TV show. And I'm saying TV show like I'm just going to make a TV show. I'm aware these things have to be commissioned, so it's a TV show idea, but I don't know what the best format it'll work in. So it's just finding the time to kind of commit to it really. But yeah, it's exciting to see what comes out.
Yeah, definitely. Get it done, get it sent to next
He says, cool, the house is now open, the house is now open. Do not cross the stage, thank you.
Do not cross the stage.
I think that's my cue to get on with your show.
I asked him to say that when I wanted him to leave, so it's worked out well.
That's probably my cue to leave as well then. But thank you very much for speaking to me.
Thank you for having me, yeah, cheers.
Thank you for coming on. Good luck with your show.
Thank
Good
you.
luck with the rest of the tour.
Thanks a lot.
If he is coming to a town near you, make sure you grab a ticket because I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic show. I'm looking forward to it tonight. Yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
Go and check out Sam. I'll leave all his links down below in the description as well. And I'm off now to watch your show. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Cheers.